Okay. Okay. Welcome. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back, Kylie. Good to hear from you. Good to see you. Um. Anyway, welcome back. As I've been spamming everywhere, you may have noticed a few things going on recently. First of all, finished up Far Cry 5 on Monday. My thoughts took a spectacular turn for the worse after the ending. If you guys want to talk about that, I'd totally be happy to. I love ranting about things, as you know. So I would be very happy to rant about that if you guys are interested in going over it, talking about why it isn't so great. By isn't so great, I mean disastrous. A terrible ending to a great game that made the game, unfortunately, not as great. So that was one thing. And that means, therefore, that we need something new to do on Mondays. As I've indicated on various posts on Discord, Facebook, etc. No, etc. Just Discord, Facebook, but whatever. I have a few options in mind. The most straightforward would be it's a new game starting Monday, probably beginning either Greedfall, Kingdom Come Deliverance, possibly L.A. Noire, which is a detective noir mystery solving type game, which is pretty cool from what I've seen. I haven't played it, so I don't know for sure. But I do get the impression that it might be a little bit difficult to interact with chat because there's a lot going on. It requires a lot of careful thinking, so maybe a little hesitant about that. Then option 4 would be Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Another fantastic BioWare RPG, which I love Star Wars, always have. Despite its current state, I still can't not love it. But there's certainly some really interesting things to talk about there as well. That one I have played before. Of these four, that's the only one I've played before. And then, if there are other options, I'm open to other options. My weird off-the-wall thought for what to do next would be maybe take a week or two, where some of you guys, some of my ordinarily you guys who are viewers, come hang out for a couple hours or so on a Monday night and chat about. And we'll watch a video or something, and we'll talk about it and go through, pausing as we go, and analyze the thing, EFAP style, if you want, if you will. Every frame of pausing whenever somebody says something in the video, and examining what we think about it. Could be fun. Could be a good time. Even if we don't do that on Mondays, even if we don't do that this coming week, it's something I would like to do anyway. So, give me your thoughts. I want them. As you can see, this is not further news. This is not my coffee cup. This is a cup. This is a cup full of soup. And as we know, I love soup. But more importantly, basically the whole family's been dealing with allergies or something. Just crazy sniffles today. So, kids got it. I've been making them chicken soup all day. I've got basically a ramen packet without the ramen in it. So, it's good. It's a nice little... Nice little calming decongestant mabob. I do also have my ordinary coffee as well, so... Good coffee. And I got a Guinness. So cheers. Nice creamy Guinness. Kylie, yes, I agree. Good soup. Good soup. Good soup. Anyway. So that's some thoughts. In other news, I'm currently banned from Facebook again for 30 days for the most absurd thing I've ever seen. Long story short, somebody put a bronze statue of Harambe the gorilla on Wall Street. And then put a bunch of bananas all over the bull statue for some social commentary reason. I don't know, it seems stupid to me, but whatever. And so somebody commented about, wait, isn't that where that girl statue was? Because somebody put a little girl statue, a bronze statue of a little girl, standing up to the bull, a year or two ago. Somebody said, isn't that the same place where she was? Oh no, did Harambe sit on her? So I commented in reply, well, I guess we're gonna have to shoot him again. In reference to that tragedy, the one in 2015, where Harambe died because he had a little kid in his enclosure, and he was gonna crush the kid, and so they shot him. And so it was a joke about a bronze statue of a dead gorilla. 30 days. God damn it, Mark Zuckerberg. What is wrong with you and your algorithm? Anyway, have an alt now. Andrew McCaig. If you see it, add as a friend. I'm bored. Anyway, so that's what that is. That's what's going on over there. I know, Kylie, right? What is this? This is it's because I said something about shooting someone, and Facebook's algorithm can't determine that I'm making a joke about a bronze statue of a dead gorilla. This is the problem with machine learning, and this is why CAPTCHAs still work and will always still work. It's because machine learning is crap when it comes to actually discerning intention and reading any kind of nuance. It can't do it. It is just incapable of doing so. So, it's yeah, no. So, that's, I don't know, it's hilarious, but it's also really frustrating. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, no, Kylie. So Kylie says, I think it's also because people are still not over the event. I assume you mean the killing of Harambe. And you're right. You're absolutely right. That was strangely one of the oddly pivotal cultural moments in the last decade, which there's no reason it should have been, but my God, did that have weird consequences. Anyway, oh, Kylie, no, the gorilla was not protecting the kid. The gorilla had the kid like in a very strong grip, and whether he was currently protecting the kid in terms of like territorially or not, that still meant that at any moment the gorilla could have like blown his lid and thrashed the kid against the wall, and the kid would have been dead in an instant. No, shooting was definitely the right call on that. 100% unquestioningly the right call. But it turned into a big thing, obviously, as such things do. We live in a weirdly animal-worshipping pagan culture, so that's understandable, I suppose. Nonsense, but it's understandable. But yeah, it's and man, there were some really wacky consequences coming from that. It kicked off so many like social causes, oddly weird, oddly clumped together social causes that a lot changed in 2015. Let's just say that. Anyway. But no, it is not because people were upset about Harambe that I got the Zuck. I got the Zuck because it was basically nearly instantaneous, and it was nearly instantaneous because it was an automated response to certain keywords, and that's it. That's all it was. So no, there was no nuance involved. I don't think the machine was aware, with massive scare quotes, because machines aren't aware of anything technically. They don't have qualia, but the machine was not aware in any sense of the context and what I was even talking about of Harambe at all. Anyway, a quick question: is my microphone too loud? It looks like it might be. Do let me know if I'm like peaking or if it's getting crunchy sounding. I'll try and fix it. Oh, in other news, I posted a video today that I had to record 3 times today, so that was fun. All technical problems. I can't blame the cats or the children for that. It was all technical issues, and most of it was my fault. So, no, not all of it. One thing was because I got a robocall in the middle of the first recording, and it cut out the second half. It just stopped recording partway through because I got a phone call because I was recording with my phone instead of the damn webcam, which has a terrible field of view. All right, yeah. Let me turn me down a little then. Real quick, like. Yeah, that's probably a little better. How about that? I'm also trying not to be super loud because I'm a little stuffy from the allergies, so that should be a little better. Again, if it keeps doing it, tell me. Anyway, but yeah, new videos out on answers to the problem of evil, in particular to an evidential version of the problem of evil. Kylie, you might remember this discussion from class, because this was an assignment for my class today that I had to cancel because of the whole allergies and all around the house thing. So I put that together. It features both of my cats, which I don't think any of my videos so far have featured both of my cats. So this might be a first. I, in fact, use both of them as examples in this video as well. And the thumbnail implies that Turbo is evil. Not quite true.
You know, I'm starting to think Sandal is watching me.
Oh, that's odd. Wait. I've been standing here because I thought there was a quest. Visit her home. Okay. Visit Varric, Anders, Aveline, Isabella, Sebastian, and Sebastian. All right. Everyone but Edgy Boy. It's Edgy Boy. Edgy Boy. Crap. Somebody. Fenris. That's it. Oh, visit Gamlin. I'll do that next. That'll be my next actual quest, I think. No, this next, because this is an old friend. And then we'll do that. Alright, not these. We'll wait for these. Alright, well, let's go see what everybody's up to. Well, let's bring our usual 3, because they're our usual 3, and it feels like it's been a while for some weird reason. It hasn't, but it feels like it. Let's go see about Sebastian, because he wants 2 completely separate things from us, apparently. Oh yeah. See what he's up to. Wood soup.
You should have this back.
Twine? When did I loan you a ball of twine?
You gave it to me when I first moved here, when I kept getting lost in Lowtown.
Aww.
It drove the merchants in the market completely batty, but it did help me find my way.
Keep it, Daisy.
Aww.
I don't think
That's
I'll
so
be
cute.
getting lost again anytime soon.
Well, you never know. Might need to tie a package up, hang a lantern, dress a roast chicken. It's multi-purpose.
Well, that's right. Twine has all manner of uses. Where's the chantry? It's this way, right? I think. I had a good bit of stuff going on this weekend, so it feels like it's been forever. And of course, we did just get to Act 3, so there's a bunch of wacky stuff going on last week. For those of you who, well, Kylie in particular, we got a lot of fun, interesting, and wonderful things going on this weekend. Michael's baptism was Sunday, which was fantastic. It was wonderful. Finally.
Make it a good one, will you?
For you, madam, endless sunsets and roses.
Varric.
And the swift hand of the law sweeping all aside. I thought it went unsaid.
So yeah, Michael's baptism was Sunday, and it was wonderful. That's all I have to say, really. That's it. That's all I can say. And before that, Saturday night, we went to a local spooky train ride, which is so fun. It was a great time. Saoirse had a great time. Michael had a great time. Everybody had fun. We might actually go back this weekend. We'll see. It's my dad's birthday this weekend, so we might all go up there in that case. Oh man, we wore the same thing. Why didn't we coordinate? Anyway, and Kylie says, and yes, I got to go to Disney. Cool. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit. Not too much, but very cool.
Sister Nightingale says you must leave Kirkwall.
What?
You were right. The Divine will be taking action against Kirkwall, though the sister didn't say what. You must take the holy relics from the chantry and leave for safety.
Sebastian, I'm surprised at you. Andraste would not thank me for saving a few dusty finger bones and my own skin at the cost of people's lives.
And this was, we met with Liliana last time. And she's not very pleased with the state of Kirkwall right now and the potential of a major rebellion. Hence the, again, the thumbnail for tonight.
Are you saying you will not flee?
When I became Grand Cleric, I took a vow to the people of Kirkwall and the Free Marches. I will not leave my flock.
Would you let yourself die?
There is no greater devotion than to lay one's life at the Maker's feet. There is no better death than to take the blow for another.
I love her. She is an incredibly good representation of a pious religious character who is not, like, she's righteous without being self-righteous. Even if she is a little bit, it's justified in basically every circumstance here. Which I love that. Really love that. Anyway, so Kylie, what did you do? Disney's a big place. Tell us more.
Sister Nightingale took a great risk to warn you. Don't be rash.
Please, Your Grace. Sister Nightingale thinks there will be war.
Then, I must make peace. Settle yourself, Sebastian. I'm in no personal danger. I am Grand Cleric.
Boss lady,
who would dare
so to speak.
attack me?
If you will not shield yourself, then I will be your shield. You will come through this safely by the Maker's name. I swear it.
Well, that leveled us, which is odd, but yeah, well, I'm glad to hear Sebastian further dedicating to the Chantry. Let's do more magic. Let's magic it up like crazy. Massive magic damage. Big gravity well. Actually, wait. Or that might be really good. More health and mana stamina. That might be good too. Let's go vitality. Yeah, that's good.
If Althena won't leave Kirkwall, neither will I. I can't abandon her when the Divine's own agent warned her away.
Oh, you're going to Disney. I misread that. I thought you meant you went this weekend, because I didn't think you did. I thought you went, because I thought it was a few weeks ago, or a while ago. Okay, so this coming weekend, she says, Kelly says, I'm going for a joint birthday celebration with my sister and her family, because I assume you mean her birthday's tomorrow, and yours is Monday, the 25th. So, if I see you then I'll say happy birthday then, but just in case not, happy birthday. So if you're on the stream for your birthday, then I'll say it then, but otherwise, I'm probably not going to sing, so I apologize in advance. So continuing, she says, so we'll be going tomorrow to Disney Springs and Magic Kingdom on Saturday. Cool, very fun. Yeah, I always like a nice Disney Springs day, typically. Either that or just a day around the hotel. It's always nice. It's always nice, especially if you're staying on property. It's nice to just kind of take that in, you know.
How much damage could a few dozen angry mages do, anyway?
That's the problem, isn't it? Far more than I ever could. But if these Maleficarum rebel against the Knight Commander, Althena will put herself between them and be torn apart. I must try to make her see reason. This cannot end well.
Oh, you're right. You're unfortunately very right.
I'm giving it.
Of course,
all
it gets
up.
worse, but
I made
we'll
a
see.
vow to the Chantry, and it was wrong to turn my back.
Sebastian, listen to yourself. You're as impulsive repulsive now as the day you turned away from us. Do you think the Maker wants another rashly spoken vow that you'll abandon when the next passion takes you?
I will not...
This is your life, child. Don't spend it being blown about like a weather vane. But here's Hawke. Maybe you can talk some sense into him.
Like, that was perfect. Like, I want to say I'm not a good choice, but just because she is obviously a better choice, because she's very, very wise and well-rounded here in this circumstance, and in every circumstance we've seen her in so far. Like, this is... Anyway, let's see what's going on.
Is the Grand Cleric upset with you?
She thinks I'm fickle, but I mean it. It was wrong for me to break my oath to the Chantry. I turned against the Maker. And for what?
Clearly.
Why would I want to rule Starkhaven and deal with jackals like Lady Harriman for the rest of my life?
I mean, you're right, but you're also the last of your line now, which is kind of a big, significant change of things. I mean, he's the spare, right? He's the third son, so being sent off to the Chantry as a brother in this context, where it's kind of fascinating that the social context here is extra fascinating, because the Chantry is made up primarily of women. Women are in the important positions. They're priestesses, not priests, as in our world, as in the church. But in the Chantry, men have a very secondary role. They can be chanters, which, to be fair, is fairly important. It's something like evangelists. So there's that. But they don't have a ministerial role, like the church's ministerial priesthood. And so he has a less important role to play in the Chantry, strictly speaking. Oaths aside for the moment. But rulership still is primarily patrilineal. It's still primarily male, like political rulership. And so we have this kind of dichotomy between, men being more important in the political context, in the personal context, in the secular context, if you will. Misnomer, but you get the idea. And women being significantly more important in the religious context. And so he is obviously not the important member of his family, or wasn't. But now suddenly he is, and he has that special obligation. So he has what seems to be two competing, very important special obligations, both of which would fall, broadly speaking, under piety. So he has his vows that he has taken on, but he also has responsibility to his family. Yeah, it's... And I think we've discussed this before, weeks and weeks ago, that when we first met Sebastian, that circumstances like this in the real world, typically, if you're the sole heir remaining, and that wasn't the case when you took vows, religious vows, typically your superior would give you some kind of a dispensation for it, would basically abrogate the vows because of your particular obligations to your family, like Sebastian here clearly has. So let's see. I honestly don't know what to tell him, what to advise him on this. I typically lean more towards ruling Starkhaven, because he does have a very particular and special responsibility there. He also, again, has taken solemn vows and then abandoned them, and that's something that, if nothing else, should be obeyed. And then something also, it seems like something that would be that would need penance, to just abandon one's solemn vows in that way. But I don't know. Anyway, let's talk to him.
Do you see yourself as a prince or a priest?
That's exactly the question I've been praying for guidance about. When I think of going to Starkhaven, calling on allies like Flora Harriman and all the corrupt, scheming nobles, my throat swells shut in horror. When I think about staying, I'm at peace.
Well, that might tell you which one is the real obligation. as well, because clearly the one that is obligatory is probably the one you don't want to do. Then again, it might be the peace that he feels about staying, maybe something like a divine sign, divine gift. Hard to say, really. I would, again, even given that, I lean towards the obligation, the obligatory political role. As much as I loathe politics, it's, you know how I am, but I think in his case, it is a concrete obligation, something like even a propertarian obligation.
If you give it up, what then?
I suppose I must convince Elthina my commitment is sincere. Then I will remain here, to represent the Maker's interests as she thinks best.
You should ask what's best for your people, not just for you.
I do not have hubris enough to imagine it matters to the common people who rules them. Kirkwall does well enough with no one in the Viscount's seat.
Does it, though?
Someone will take the
Not
reins.
at the moment.
The fields will be planted, the crops gathered. No one will notice that a Vale lives and isn't there. And I can devote my life to the Maker's will on Thedas.
Ooh. I like that. I like that reasoning, though, too. Now, this is a hard decision. This is one of the harder decisions in this game. And by the way, he is a DLC character. He wasn't in the base game. And so they actually, I think, managed to add something really, really interesting, writing-wise and character-wise, with the DLC. That doesn't always happen. But, man, he has a very good point. And I do think that, so he brings up this point that rulers don't matter as much as we think they do, especially as much as rulers think they do. But even as much as we common folk, as non-rulers think. And we tend to think of the president as the leader of the free world and the most important person in the country or whatever. And similarly with a prince, right? He's a prince. Princeps first. He's the first among the city. Yeah, but at the same time, he's kind of right that it doesn't really matter so long as you don't have a saint or the devil on the throne. And let's be honest, you usually have the devil on the throne. The gospel tells us that much. But barring that, it doesn't make much difference who's in political control. People do what they do. Most of our lives are lived in anarchy, strictly speaking. There's a. I'll put something about this from. There's an anarchist philosopher named Jeffrey Tucker, who has made this point. That the interactions that we have with each other, the ones that are actually meaningful and the ones that are actually productive, are anarchic. They aren't determined by any political rulers or political policy or anything like that. Most of what we do and most of the things that matter to us and most of the things that make our lives better are free. And that typically all politics does is get in the way of that. And that's honestly, that is his exposition of that along these same lines that Sebastian's putting forward here. It was one of the big things that kind of tipped me over into political anarchism. Pointing out that we already live in anarchy. It's just that the state is also kind of there, getting in the way sometimes, trying desperately to be relevant. And, we don't need that under almost any circumstances. But at the same time, Sebastian's view here in particular, in this particular case at least, is somewhat naive in that he already knows that there are people who are on the throne, who are usurping the throne, and who are not exactly pleasant people. They're the people who murdered his family. And so it's not like no one is going to be on the throne. It's just that no one good is going to be on the throne. Now, maybe that would still be true. I think Sebastian, from what we know of him, he's a good man. But in most cases, in most kingdoms, no one good is going to be on the throne anyway. But I do think he has something like an obligation to do the best that he can for his people. I do think that it matters to a degree, and the degree to which it matters is what can he do to not ruin people's lives, given that the people who are currently on the throne, the current usurpers, that they are almost certainly ruining lots of people's lives. But at the same time, so I'm leaning a little towards Starkhaven. But at the same time, serving the Chantry and serving the Maker is certainly a higher calling. There's certainly a more important calling. It's a general versus particular question as well here. So, in this example, right, let's contextualize this within Thedas, within Dragon Age. We all have a general obligation to serve the Maker as best we can and as directly as we can. And given that he is in a position to serve the Maker directly through the Chantry, that is a hell of an obligation. Pun not intended, I suppose. Never mind. Actually, that pun doesn't work in this context. There's no hell per se. Not that anyone talks about it, at least I don't think. But excuse me. But to the contrary, he has a particular obligation, an obligation which is much closer to home, much more particular to him, in his obligation to his people and in his city of Starkhaven. So it's the conflict between a higher and more important general obligation versus a lower and less important particular personal obligation. And this is always a difficulty in terms of prioritization between what is more important and more versus more urgent is one way of looking at it. Typically, if you have obligations that one of which is very important and the other of which is very urgent, that's where the tension comes in. Because you should prioritize urgency first. You should prioritize the particular first. If you're the only person who can fulfill an obligation, then you should be the one to fulfill it. Unless there's something that is more important, that cannot be fulfilled if you don't fulfill it. However, service to the Maker can be fulfilled, and that's a general obligation, so that isn't something that is particular or as particular to Sebastian. I'm leaning back down towards Starkhaven now. Again, because of the particularity of his obligation, and thinking of this in terms of like what he said, that he feels a kind of a peace here, and not with the idea of retaking Starkhaven. That this could be a good way of looking at this would be a kind of sacrifice. Sacrificing his own personal spiritual well-being, or spiritual peace, at least, for a greater obligation that only he can fulfill as the last Vale, the last of his line, and also a good man who may, in fact, make a good ruler, and good rulers are very rare. Yeah, I think I talked myself into Starkhaven, and I know I've been sitting here thinking about this for, 5 or 10 minutes? And I'm sure Hawke looks like an idiot staring intently at Sebastian this whole time. But I think that we have to go with Starkhaven. I think we have to go with the political obligation. As much as I hate political obligations, politics in general. Yeah, I think he has a very particular obligation that he can't just abrogate. Not abrogate, that he can't abandon. Abrogate is to release someone from an obligation. That's different. That's very, very different. Anyway, yes. Yeah, it's got to be Starkhaven. Yeah.
Don't give up now. You defeated the Desire Demons. All of Kirkwall benefited.
Of everything we've done, I'll never regret that. But I don't know. I've been praying for guidance and had nothing. I cannot return to Starkhaven and subject my people to war without a clear sign that it's the Maker's will.
I can respect that. Oh, rivalry. He didn't like me giving him that advice, but...
Elthina still won't listen. She's determined to ride this wave until it crashes on the rocks.
Yeah. And that is also another problem. The Mage Rebellion thing. Anyway.
Greetings,
Alright, well,
champion.
man,
May the Maker smile.
that's rough. That's a very difficult decision. And it's not even decided yet, really. Gallows. No, that's a main quest. Alright, let's visit Gamlin. And then Merrill. In Lowtown.
Why are you still here, Varric?
Starkhaven's too pretentious for me, and Cumberland's too boring.
You always say you hate commitment, but here you are, 6 years later, still at Hawke's side.
Dabbling. I thought you'd have noticed by now. I lie a lot.
You lie about your propensity for lying, even. Funny. Oh, I already took care of all this. I think. Yeah, I took care of all this. I don't know if I equipped everyone. I may have forgotten to equip everyone, but we'll see. Well, that's probably fine. Anyway. Catley, go bother Kevin and Eddie. I'm missing them. What's happening? What's this? What is that? A noble agenda. No. The heck is a noble agenda? Oh, side quest. Huh.
Mercy, sir. Mercy. I've done nothing wrong.
You harbored a known apostate.
What crime is feeding my cousin? She was whipped, half starving.
It is a crime against the Maker. The sentence is... Intruders! Deal with them.
I thought I was dead. I just had to stay the night.
So yeah, there are Templars who are trying to kill people who let their mage relatives stay the night. What is this, Australia? And yes, I recognize that they are meaning to evoke the World War II bad guys, but it's disturbingly ironic that they accidentally wind up evoking Australia today. So there's that.
So you've done well for yourself. I had my doubts the first time I saw you, but I guess there was something to that Hawke fellow Leandra ran off with after all. You made a pretty good son anyway. Your mother would be proud.
I just wish Mother had lived to see me become champion.
I know Leandra, and she'd be absolutely glowing from all the praise that's been heaped on you. I don't say this often, but we're the only family we've both got left. For a long time, I thought the Amel line in Kirkwall would end at me. I'm glad you've pulled it out of the grave.
Aw. Nice. Yeah, that's there's a lot of family tragedy with Hawke in this game.
Is there a story behind Bianca?
There's a story behind everything, Daisy.
So tell me.
I can't.
Why not?
There was a girl, and I made a promise. Bianca is the only story I can never tell.
You can't say that. Now I want to know even more.
That was the idea, Daisy.
That's diabolical. Also, we'll kind of find out in Inquisition. But only kind of. Kind of.
I hear the Champion of Kirkwall's killed a dozen dragons and sleeps on a bed made from their bones. And I hear he uses the Bioshock's skull as a gravy boat.
I wish.
You really believe everything you hear, don't you?
Nah, that'd be kind of gross.
You look familiar, Kunari.
Talvashoth, once of the Wounded Coast. I had left my fellows. You convinced me to turn on them. It was long ago. I am now Maras, mercenary of Kirkwall. Time has been kind to your name, champion.
Does Maras mean something?
It means nothing. I have no role, except for what I choose.
Is that good or bad?
It just is.
Do I have to worry about this old scar?
I felt no kinship to those dead when they lived. You pushed, but the killing was my choice. It led to many more, for many reasons. So no, you and I are not enemies.
I'm surprised to see any Kunari or Talvashoth in the city.
The Kunari died with the Arishak, as they believed they were meant to. Many Talvashoth were also killed, just in case. Time has calmed those fears. Now I am hired as much for my appearance as my skill. Life is comfortably empty. I see the appeal.
Farewell, then.
Panehedan, Sira Hawke.
I don't know what that means. Alright, Varric.
If you think that was bad, I should tell you about the Black Marsh.
Well, that was fun. Wandering
See, when
into
you
the
say
fade.
things like that, Blondie, it just makes me glad I didn't know you sooner. Who goes to a place named Black Marsh on purpose? Now, they called it Beer Marsh. No, still doesn't work.
You've got a point. The marsh part does cancel out anything else. Flower Marsh, Kitten Marsh. No, no good. Ah, you've got company. I'll see you later.
Hawke, what can I do for you?
What was Anders here for?
Only place in Kirkwall he can get a decent drink. Blondie comes by here and I put him on my tab. He's got some stories
That's nice.
about his days in Ferelden that sound implausible, even to me. He's not bad for a mage. Crazy, but that's most everyone in this city.
I mean, he does have stories from his days hanging out with the hero of Ferelden, our last player character. So, yeah, that's a better time, especially for him.
I'm not here on business. Just dropping by.
Drinking is business, champion. You know that.
So, what's the word in Lowtown, Varric?
Nothing you don't know already. The Viscount's departure, a vacuum of power, troubles brewing. Get rid of one thread and another appears. I'm starting to think this city's in love with Crisis. Hope you're ready for it, my friend. I'm keeping Bianca close.
Alright, let's see how Isabella's doing after causing all of the problems in the city.
In your mirror, what do you see?
A warrior? A wife? All the mistakes I made to get here and make it right. Why? What have you decided to see?
Sometimes it's hard to tell. Cracks, mostly. Maybe I'll borrow yours sometime, if that's all right.
It's all right.
Oh, Meryl. I don't have a feeling that was a literal question that Aveline was taking figuratively. It seems like a Meryl kind of thing happened.
You've been drinking.
Well, that's the last of my soup. That has been nice. Nice.
How have you been?
You don't have to keep checking up on me. I'm fine.
I'm just here for the rat-flavored whiskey.
Right. Remember what you said after the mess with the Kunari?
I'm torn. But no, it was completely her fault.
You were to blame for the Kunari being here, for all the deaths.
Yes, it's true. I could have handed the relic back to the Kunari, or never stolen it in the first place. I didn't because I'm selfish. You were right about that too. The fact is, you and I have nothing in common anymore. You're a champion, and I'm just a lying, thieving snake.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is one of those choices where the two options that it gives you tell you basically nothing about what is actually being said. What you're actually going to say. I'm gonna try and see what happens if I say this.
Whatever you think you are, I still care about you. It must have been hard to give up the relic, and I appreciate it. Whatever comes, you have my support.
Well, perhaps it's time to stop hiding. And I do miss the trouble we used to get into. Tell you what, I'll be here if you need me.
Well, at least we got to tell her off.
I hear the Champion of Kirkwall.
Justifiably, of course.
Killed a dozen.
A noble agenda again, you know? Let's just get back out to Lowtown, and then we'll go over to Meryl's house. Which is over, I forget, over there? To the right? Yeah. At least I think so. Oops.
I wish we could do without places like this.
Champion? It's Leah. Do you remember me? You saved me from that murderer when I was a kid. Sorry, Captain. I don't mean to.
Not at all. Go on.
I wanted to say thank you. I wasn't thinking straight the day you saved me. That monster deserved what he got. Captain?
Dismissed. She joined the Guard a few months back. She's got a good understanding of what we're up against.
Nice. That's good to hear. People that were not doing so well have got something of a place in the city. That's good. Of course, we'll see how that all continues and how that all goes with the city going to. Well, we'll see where it goes.
Come on, Daisy. You shouldn't be stuck in this rat trap. Does Hawke even know you're here?
I don't have to ask permission to come to my own house, Varric.
Just take a walk around the Lowtown Market. Get some air, and I'll stop bothering you.
I know you mean well, but I have too much to do right now.
I'll let you talk some sense into her, Hawke.
Varric is very sweet. Frequently infuriating and a terrible busybody, but sweet. I probably should have told Bodan where I was going. I hope I didn't worry you.
What brought you back down here?
I'm still trying to make it work. The mirror, I mean. I'm so close. In the market the other day, out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw Tamlin. I blinked, and he was gone. I don't know what it meant. Maybe nothing. Maybe I'm going mad. I miss them all. Even the Keeper.
I'm sure the Keeper would like to see you again.
I'm sure she would. She loves to lecture. I bet her new first appreciates that. I wish I could have seen it. It doesn't matter. I'm here now. Maybe Varric was right. Shall we go out for a bit? I could use some sunshine.
Well, okay. We'll eventually see how this goes. Messing with ancient elven artifacts. Never was one to trust such things. Darktown. So we also have to go and visit Anders as well. Okay. Excuse me? What's going on here? It's very convenient that we have Super Tank Aveline over there. Beast. Alright. God, she has no other attributes at all. This is ridiculous, but okay. It's fine. Fine. That's her build. Yeah. Kylie says, ooh, because we all know that goes well. What do you mean exactly? Messing with ancient elven artifacts? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Galvanism all the way, or Primal all the way up. Sleep's nice. Yeah. No, that's probably not very smart, really. Let's go dispel magic. That's gonna wind up being useful at some point. This hidden supply depot. Yeah, we can do that. Side quest. Want to, at least for now, avoid the main quest. We'll get there, not to worry, but it'll be a little bit. And everybody in. And everybody slow down. Firestorm. Fireball. Wallop. Get out of there. Really? That was dumb. Oh well, it's fine. Yeah, if there's anything that we can learn from, well, realistically, at least all BioWare games. Probably some other games as well, but certainly all BioWare games teach this very same lesson, which is do not mess with ancient artifacts of a forgotten precursor civilization. Right? Because, I mean, in Mass Effect, you have the mass relays, you have Reaper stuff, you have basically everything that's been laying around.
We're good to go.
Here, you have the Ancient Elves, especially, but all sorts of other things as well. The Ancient Tevinter stuff, the Ancient Dwarves, like in the Tig that we got looped into exploring. So very many things that one should really just not mess with. If it's from an ancient precursor race type of empire, don't screw with it. That's the rule. That's really the rule. That's really it. It's a good rule. We learned it from KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, which we haven't played yet, but we probably will. That everything that goes wrong in that game is also due to ancient precursor race crap. No.
My goodness, that was exciting.
Okay. It's all taken care of. But yeah, basically that is the lesson that we learn from every BioWare game. Don't mess with ancient precursor race artifacts. Just don't do it. It's nighttime. No, it's nighttime. So let's go to A Murder of Crows. Let's do that. That's the thing about the Antivan Crow assassin, who the other Antivan Crows are chasing. Wonder who that could possibly be, if it's someone perhaps familiar. It probably is. It is someone familiar. We'll see who. It's someone familiar. Oh, come on. There's more of them? This is ridiculous. Everyone just leave. But yeah, that is actually another thought I would have, but whether we should... Because, I mean, KOTOR is on that list of games that I might want to play soon. Or I do want to play soon. Maybe not right away. We'll see. But I do want to play KOTOR at some point soon. So it is a great game. The only reasons I would avoid it right now is two reasons, really.
I always thought I'd wind up arresting you someday.
If I ever decide to get caught, Aveline, you'll be the guard I let catch me.
Let catch you?
Decide to get caught didn't trip you up, though. Good to know.
I love Eric. But yeah, it is. It's a fantastic game. The only two reasons I would hesitate to play it right away would be, one, there is a remake coming out, and I might want to play the remake on stream instead. And if I can do, and if I wait for that, I don't know if it'll be as good, if it'll be better, probably not better, if it'll be worse, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But again, it's almost certainly not going to be better. Probably won't be worse, but who knows? We'll see. But that's one reason. The other reason is that it's another BioWare game with all the same BioWare cliches as this one. And playing two BioWare games at the same time, well, we've already done that once with Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Do we really want to do that again with Dragon Age and KOTOR? And if we do KOTOR 1 and 2, that'll mean we're doing both. We'll be doing two different BioWare games for quite a long time. Because those are quite long, and ooh, boy oh boy, is Dragon Age Inquisition long. Like, if you recall, Dragon Age Origins, I just actually found this out, I didn't realize this. Dragon Age Origins was the longest series on this channel. It was almost, so far, we have already gotten through almost as many episodes as the full Mass Effect trilogy, just in Dragon Age. Origins, and so far in 2. We haven't even finished 2. We're not even close to finishing 2. We have a whole other DLC to do, and we have all of Act 3. I expect another 5 to 8 episodes of Dragon Age 2. At which point, we will have done more Dragon Age than Mass Effect. Mass Effect series had 51, I think? Something like that, for the whole trilogy. Dragon Age Origins alone was 30 episodes long. 29, technically, because the Tapestry was a separate one. Still, though, that's insane. That's madness. But yeah. The Dragon Age series is very, very long. It's very, very in-depth, and we've been talking a whole lot, so that's good. That's good. I don't mind. But yeah. Speaking of which, does anybody bother Kevin? Somebody bother Kevin. Bother Eddie. Yeah. Anyway.
Greetings, Champion. That is what they call you in your city, isn't it? Did you need something?
She's very much dressed like a city elf, but she has the Veloclean. So, that's odd. What? You can flirt with the random elf with your elf girlfriend standing behind you. What in the world? Why? Why? Game? No. I almost want to save and see what happens, but I'm not doing that to poor Meryl. Not even if it doesn't actually happen. I'm not doing that to poor Meryl.
I hear there is a criminal hiding among the Dalish.
He is not among us. This criminal of yours is set up in a cave away from our camp. He said there would be people looking for him, and to tell anyone who asked where he was.
What?
I thought the point of hiding was not to be found.
He said he didn't want to endanger our people by asking us to lie for him.
Oh.
Not something you'd expect from a cruel and evil murderer, is it?
No.
He'll be waiting for you at the cave. Good luck trying to reach him, however.
What? You're not going to say why.
Strange. Why would the assassin want the Dalish to give away his location?
This is such a trap. This is such a trap. I even remember how this quest ends, but I don't remember if it's a trap or not. This sounds like a trap. This sounds like such a bad trap. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, there you go. Look, Darkspawn. That's wonderful. That's just fantastic. Everybody slow down. Ogre 2. Ogre 2. Everybody go flap. Everybody go fire. Ah! It's not good. Okay, so, quick question. Why are there Darkspawn? It's not. I don't like this. Recently opened passage, huh? No, this seems... No, I don't... Our quest is over there, right? Yeah. Let's see what this is. Because presumably it's Darkspawn. I'm... concerned. Interesting. There's bones here. with money in them. There's more money in... There's money in these bones. Any of these actual doors? That one is. Oh, skellies. Oh, hi. Oh, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Apparently. Nope. Don't like that. No, stop. Stop. Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
Every battle is training for the next.
Okay. Oof. All right then. Let's check this first, I suppose. So there's Darkspawn, there's Abominations. This is a strange little place, right next to the camp. Ah, hi Kevin. Kevin has been summoned by the excellent Kylie, and I fully intended to be here, but was caught up in a happening. Ah, I was going to introduce you, but I forgot the lyrics. There are golems. There's a golem standing over there. I don't trust that. But let's see. Let's see here. Huh?
The stone that's beneath all lay, Matas Garna Fornan Pasal Roka a trust.
Was that Kunari? Or Kunat? Or Kunlat?
The stone that's beneath all lay, Matas Garna Fornan Pasal Roka a trust.
Maybe Dwarven. Maybe Dwarvish, I guess. I don't know. Absolution. There's some nice weapons. Not that I need any of them, but they are nice. Wow, that's expensive. That is a warrior's weapon. Belt of woven elf hair? That's weird. Pretty good. Not great, though. No, nothing I need here. That's so bizarre. Anyway. What? Where's the exit? We did it? I guess we did it. Okay. Moving right along. So we are meeting up with an old friend, anyway. And Kevin, I don't know if you saw, but there was had a new video come out just a couple hours before stream tonight. Oh, look, spiders. No. On the problem of evil and answers to it. That was a difficult topic. Kevin says, okay, so here we go. Kevin the Great has graced us with his presence. His strength and intellect are second only to his uncommonly handsome visage and magnanimous character. That sounded convincing, right?
That was beautiful.
That convincing? Yeah. Alright. Anyway, welcome. Good to see you. Anyway. So yeah. I don't know. I've mentioned some things before, so I'll rapid fire through a couple of things that I was wanting to talk about channel wise.
Strange. Why would the assassin want the Dalish to give away his location?
Because it's a trap. It's because it's a trap, Eric. It's because it's a trap. bones full of money. It seems like a trap. Anyway, let's go spring the trap. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of spooters. That's a lot of spooters. Everybody stop. Whoa. So yeah, like I was saying, oh no, Kevin, you forgot about the stream. And, Erica yawned. That's normal, that happens. Anyway. So yes, the, oh god, there's more spiders. Why is there so many spiders? Oh, beer happened. Well, cheers. I've got a Guinness as well, which is, not bad. Not a bad beer. Creamy and delicious, and getting my desk wet on it. I don't have enough toasters for my various drinks. That what? Varric, what happened? Why are you not healed? You're supposed to be able to take a potion. You can't. Why can't you take a potion? Oh no, you did. Okay, you're fine. He's fine. That's why. Anyway. It just took a second for the healing to actually register. That was weird. Anyway. So, thoughts about what to do next was one of the things I was talking about. The, my new video was the other. Ooh, getting bad reaction where I am. Reception. Oh god, I thought you said you were having a bad reaction. Like, to the spiders or to the beer. That seemed like a thing that could happen. But, yeah, that happens. Anyway. Yeah, I've been, still been thinking and vaguely gesturing about what the plan is to do next. I'm leaning mostly towards Greedfall, because it's relatively short.
You can't say our man wasn't prepared.
Yes.
Everyone stay still and try not to make any loud noises.
Oh, come on. Oh. I'm just dumb, I understand now. Really? Really? How about everyone just stops? Everyone just stops stepping on the flamethrowers. Damn it, Aveline. Anyway, thinking about Greedfall. It's relatively short. It looks really interesting. Erica says that it's good. Mostly good. And, it is another really good RPG, the kind of thing that that could lead to some really good discussions with some interesting religious themes and cultural stuff and political stuff and all sorts of fun things to talk about. So it could be a good time. I have not ruled out Kingdom Come Deliverance or L.A. Noire or even really KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. Leaning away, though, from Knights of the Old Republic, mostly because, one, having two BioWare games going simultaneously for quite some time might be a little much. But then also, there's the remake coming out soonish that might be worth playing on stream, or might be a horrible train wreck. Either way, I'd like to see it. Why? We killed this. Ah, no. No. Varterl. No, I don't want it. I don't want this.
As long as it has something to guard,
Smooth.
hope it to stay alive.
Now you fall!
Uh-oh. Guys, get out of the goop. There. Ooh! Okay, everyone, get up. Kevin says, my buddy Josh says hello and asks where you're originally from, Vince. I am from basically right here. Florida, broadly speaking. Specifically, Pinellas County area. Not any place in particular there. We moved a couple of times through there, but Pinellas County, that area, Tampa Bay-ish kind of thing. Oh gosh, I'm really low on mana. It's fine. You're good.
I can't keep this up.
Nope, really can't. You can't do anything about that, Meryl. I'm very sorry. Okay, we're good. That was close.
I wasn't expecting.
Zevran, welcome. Welcome back, Zevran.
My name is Zevran Aranai, adventurer and occasional assassin. I must admit, I was waiting for an assault by the Crows, not the mighty Champion of Kirkwall.
So it was a trap. Cool. It was a hell of a trap. Yeah, I'm from Florida. In fact, my weird coincidental claim to fame as far as growing up, I went to high school in the same place that Governor Ron DeSantis did. So he graduated from my same high school about 10, 12 years earlier, something like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We have my good old alma mater has a very accomplished and very cool alumnus, singular alumnus. So yeah, what is that? Zevran Aranai, huh? Yeah, I remember this guy. This is the horny bastard from the last game.
How do you know I'm the champion?
Anyway, hi Josh.
Slayer of Kunari,
Hope that answers your question.
Explorer, and may I say, one fine specimen of manhood. You underestimate your fame.
Stop it. Stop it. Don't say that while I'm drinking. I already had to deal with this the entirety of the last game. Do we really need it now? Erica, thoughts? Know how you are. I knew how you are on very forward and awkward flirting with Hawke. Anyway, well, yeah, so that's thanks, I guess.
I'll assume you're not talking about birds.
Oh, please, do not tell me you know nothing of the Antivan Crows. We are the finest guild of assassins, an object of fear throughout the lands for any man with wealthy enemies. Or I should say they are. I am no longer a crow, a fact they find unacceptable.
Huh. Well, so wait, somebody with wealthy enemies. That seems like a weird way of stating that. I would think it would be somebody wealthy with enemies. So you can afford to pay them? The implication here, though, seems to be that they specialize in going after wealthy people, which, I mean, I suppose that might be the case. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's stated weirdly. Moving on, though. Yeah, so they're after you for desertion, basically.
There must be more to it than you leaving the guild.
That is offense enough to the Crows, believe me. I may have also killed the last 4 assassins they sent after me, and older men. Oh, and the guildmaster. In fact, if you were a crow, you might make a fortune bringing me in. You should consider a career change. No, really.
No, why are you encouraging me to do that? Why? Really? Erica says already ahead of you.
I thought you'd be taller.
Let me guess. A man named Nuncio has asked you to capture a dangerous killer, yes? What did he say this time? That I killed his wife, butchered his parents, sold his children into slavery? Or did he tell you he was a lawman from Antiva, charged with apprehending a ridiculously handsome fugitive?
First of all, no. Stop it.
He also said you were a wanted murderer.
Oh, indeed I am. But technically, I imagine everyone here can rightfully claim that title.
It's weird.
Bring me to Nuncio if you wish, but I warn you, he surely intends to kill you. The crows do not like loose ends, unlike myself.
What?
But you are a man
Oh
who can
God, that took a second.
himself, yes?
Dude,
Why worry?
chill.
So you can either tie me up, gag me, and then manhandle me, or you can take me to Nuncio. Which will it be, I wonder?
Stop it. Please stop. Please stop. Yeah, that was an incredible rapid fire of innuendos. Moving on. Nope, that's not.
You're very compliant for a fugitive.
Compliant, yes, and very bendy. But
God damn it.
I know when I am outmatched.
Stop.
I would rather take my chances against the crows.
Stop. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Kevin says Josh says Kevin is drunk, and Kevin says Kevin is not. Erica says Kevin is talking in third person and needs to calm down, and then Kevin laughs. And Erica, I agree with that one. That Zev also needs to calm himself. Oh my god, this guy. Just like... Stop it, man. Like, chill. We get it. You have sex. We understand this. Thank you. Also, yes, Kylie, good advice. She says, oh no, Kevin, drink water. Drink water. And maybe some pretzels.
I'm not going to hand you over to someone who lied to me.
Some Pepto-Bismol.
As a suggestion, you might wish to deal with Nuncio. If you don't, he will only come after you. It's been more than a pleasure, my dear champion. Fare you well.
Okay. So, I will add, first of all, apologize for suggesting that is the term keto person, or is it person of keto? Eat a pretzel. Regardless, is there I don't know if there's an equivalent. Maybe that's why we're drunk so often, is you don't have the carbs to absorb the alcohol, like us Italians do. Maybe that's it. Well, to be fair, like us Italians and the Irish and the Germans. Man, everyone in the world, now that I think about it, everyone in the world who is very well known for being really good at drinking, just like piles on the carbs of some kind or another. There's got to be something to do with that. There's something there. There's definitely something there. Like, think about the English. The English aren't super known for their carbs, and they're not good drunks.
You didn't tell me the assassin you wanted captured was once one of your own.
So Zevran told you, did he? It really doesn't matter. This time, his warden isn't here to protect him. I am thoroughly disappointed. No one fails the crows and lives.
Oh, so he's a crow. Okay, I thought so.
Poor stupid Nuncio. The crows do like that saying, but I am living proof it's a lie.
Hey-yo.
Why they insist on thinking they can kill people like you and the warden, I will never guess.
Kevin says, Josh says, Kevin only talks in third person when Kevin is drunk, but I digress. And I agree with everyone involved that Kev is drunk. Eric says being drunk is half a state of mind. Yeah, and hey, if you're just chilling on a live stream, steer into the skid, you know? Not literally. Please don't drink and drive and watch the stream, especially not all three at once. Metaphorically, though.
Let me tell you, it's a burden I bear on a daily basis.
You are nothing but a traitor and a coward, Zevran. You'll die here.
Oof. Oof. Ooh, that was a good one.
Well,
Jesus.
Let's see how that works out for you.
Jesus. Okay, Zevran. That was good. Wee. Wee. Everybody slow down. Everybody catch on fire. Ah, jeez. There's a lot of them here. Okay, this is an issue. There's a lot more than I thought. Okay, there's less now. There goes, oh, so... Kelly says there are keto pretzels out there. I believe you. I mean, if there weren't, that would be just kind of a crime. Imagine living without pretzels. I can't. Imagine living without pasta.
I think I got blood on my coat.
I'm sure you wish to loot the cat, yes? Talk to me when you're done.
Well, of course. You know your stuff, Zevran. So yeah, Kevin says, I'm not really drunk. I know drinking. Okay. Okay, Mr. Third Person. You say so. Wait, Erica says that's the opposite of good advice. What, steering into the skid when you're just chilling and watching a live stream? That seems like the time to be relatively drunk, at least. Maybe not, like, sloshed. But... Anyway. Yeah, steering literally into the skid when one is drunk and watching a live stream. Don't do that. Don't drink and drive, fellas. Not saying it should be illegal. Still don't do it. Ellie says, and yes, people on keto get drunk faster typically. I figured. See, I figured. I knew that. I knew it. Well, the guy just shakes his head when Zev kills him. Yeah, that was a heck of a kill. That was definitely a heck of a kill. Also, I didn't need to summon Sable for that fight. I'm surprised.
Killing my former brothers in arms is oddly satisfying. I've little reward to offer you, champion, but perhaps this will serve as a token of my thanks. It is time to move on, as they say. I have a little war to wage back home, and so little time. Perhaps we'll meet again, champion.
I really hope we see him in Dragon Age 4. He doesn't show up in Inquisition, I don't think at all. He might be mentioned on one of the little War Table missions side quests. But only a mention. He doesn't actually show up. I'd like to see him in Dragon Age 4, though. Jeez, man. Ooh, electricity damage? No, I do bonus fire damage. I don't want that. Do you mean... Okay, so, Kevin, I don't know if I even should read this out loud. Because I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Are you talking like horses? I hope you don't mean motorcycles, because I'm surprised you're not dead if that's the case. Ooh, Erica's got turbo. That's good. Very good. Yeah, like I said, turbo was in my video today. On my new one. So if you want to watch that, you can see not just one, but both of my cats co-starred in my video that I released today. On responding to the problem of evil. And yes, don't worry. I know that the thumbnail indicates or at least suggests that Turbo is evil and the cause of suffering. But that's not true. That is not true. He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. Let's see, what's this? I don't see anything down there. I suspect there's a dragon though. After everything being on fire and hearing dragon noises. Oh, right in the passage. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
There's work here, but I wouldn't call it paying work.
Jesus. Okay, then. Can I get through anywhere? Anywhere at all? Riding in the passage. Oh, okay. So now I'll read it out loud and clarify what we mean. Kevin says, drinking and driving is a foul wickedness that I don't do. Now, drinking and riding, that's a different story. Riding in the passenger seat. Not on a motorcycle, because again, that would be kind of suicide. Or, you know, on a horse might not be a good idea. Yeah, no, okay, maybe it is true. So Erica says maybe it is true that Turbo's a cause of suffering. He does, as you say, he does think howling like he's dying at 3 a.m. is a good idea, and pooping in the corner. Yeah, both of those things. Yeah. That's suffering. that is indeed suffering. Yeah, peeing on discarded clothing. Yeah, that too. That too. My coat. You know my nice trench coat? Guess who peed on it? Pretty sure it was Turbo at some point. Gonna have to get it dry cleaned again before winter. Kev, no. Kevin, no. No, Kevin, no. I'm gonna say... Oh, it's just auto-save. We're fine. No, Kevin, no. No. Yep, there it is, dragon. That's a big dragon. Oh, that's a big dragon. Alright, let's Dovahkiin this thing. Why isn't it initiating combat? Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, let's slow it. Let's meteor storm it. I love how basically unstoppable Aveline is. She's being chewed on, and look at her health bar not go down. It's amazing. Oh, that's incredible. Again, yes, because Turbo has peed on it before. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what the dry cleaner has to say. I'm almost afraid to take the same one. I know they'll do a good job of it, I suppose. So there's that. Yeah, no, that was, yes, he has done this before. Okay, there's more. There's more. Come here, little Durgans. Oh, you... Nope, okay. My Graviturgy spells are doing, like, nothing to these guys. That's not great. Ugh, get out of here. Okay, I need mana. Jeez. Alright, well, good luck on your predicament, Kevin. Have a good night. I'll see you again. I'll see you again. I'll see you later. Oh, jeez. Come on, Miss Dragon. I forgot. Dragons are female. High dragons are all female. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, yeah, I am gonna have to see to that at some point soon. There we go. Alright. Let's go slow. Let's go Meteor Storm. Let's go Freeze. More freeze. Ow! I'm okay. Vaguely okay. Kind of okay. Not very okay. Okay, we're good. We're doing fine. Aveline's not doing great, but look at that health bar. Man, look at that health bar. That's nice. Erica says the predicament's probably because of drinking. Yeah, that seems reasonable. It's probably a pretty fair assumption, I think. What the heck is that? It's a Drake Mabob. Oh, I don't like this. I don't care for this. There's too freaking many of them. Ah. Oh, come on. Hey, okay.
I think I need a rescue here. right?
Okay, dragon, come on. Come on, land right in the... Ah, you didn't land in the vortex. Alright, fine, whatever. We'll be okay.
I'll deal with this! Seek mana!
Okay, we're making progress. We're doing fine.
Let the fighting start! Bianca's starting to get bored! You'll have to be faster than that!
Come on. Slow it.
My goodness, that was exciting.
Oh, it's still there. It's still there. It's still exciting. Come on. Ah, jeez, come on. Look at these little bastards. Okay, come on. Everybody attack it, please. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're doing fine. Oh, WizKid is says, give me a minute. I'm watching Blade Runner. Well, welcome anyway. Hello. Hey, Eddie. How's it going? Dragons. We're fighting dragons. In case you didn't notice. Not the last of them. There's a... Oh, God. There's a high dragon right there. Right there. Mana. Burn. Oh, it's... Wait, you're watching Blade Runner for school? That's pretty cool. That's honestly one of those that I have almost considered assigning, honestly. Only, really primarily for philosophy of mind, because it really explores the whole Turing test question very, very well. Oh, and Meryl's down. Nice tanking, Adeline. Oh, for cognitive psych. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I have no lightning magic, but let's pretend I do. That was cool. You're okay, Meryl. You're fine. We gotcha. Gotcha. Now, I will say... nice. I will say there is something I have to add here about cognitive psych and philosophy of mind, is that I've TA'd for philosophy of mind a couple of different times. And one of those times was for two different professors, which is a huge pain, by the way, because the assignments don't line up and all kinds of stuff like that. It's kind of irritating. I'd rather not do it in the future. But a big difference is looking at how the two different professors taught philosophy of mind. One of whom was... It's not a technical term for a school of thought or anything. But he was very Quinean. You know who that is? There's a philosopher named Quine Willard or Wilford something. It's a W something Quine. And he is what I kind of call a self-loathing philosopher. He's one of those philosophers that thinks that all philosophical problems can and should be solved scientifically. And one of the professors for whom I TA'd for philosophy of mind was rather like this. And he basically taught philosophy of mind as if it were cognitive science. So neuroscience kind of stuff. And meanwhile, I'm just like, well, this avoids rather than answers every possible interesting question. So it bugged me a little bit. Now, not to say I don't have a great deal of respect for the guy, for this professor. I certainly have a great deal of respect for him. Well, that's cool. It's just strictly better than what I have, but what I have is part of a set, so that's bonus for the complete set. Wow, that's good. Not that. Not that. Not that. That. That's pretty darn good. Anyway, as I was saying, it's pretty good, but no. I always need lyrium potions. All right. Anyway, but yeah, it's I had a professor who, like I said, I do respect him a good deal, and he's a great guy. Just more generally, our philosophical differences aside, but he's this type who takes philosophical questions to be answerable scientifically, broadly speaking, and that I don't like that. It bugs me, it really bugs me. And it bugged me that was how a philosophy of mind class was being taught, rather than questions of, like, classical questions of mind-body interaction and whether that is a problem. Things like neutral monism or even hylomorphism to a small degree. The other professor who actually just recently published a book. I'll see if I can put a link to it. I'll put a link to... her name is Dolores Morris, Dr. Morris. Just published a book a couple weeks ago. I haven't gotten it yet, but it looks good. I'd actually kind of like to check it out. But I'll put a link if I can find it in the description after the stream. But yeah, it's one of those things where I've basically taken a cognitive psychic course. It was just called Philosophy of Mind, and it was more like we read cognitive scientists who, as from a philosophical perspective, so I don't know. I didn't appreciate it as much as I would other ways of approaching the subject, but it is what it is. So yeah, Kylie says I'm going to be taking cognitive psych next semester, so we can certainly discuss that as that comes. Well, yeah, like I said, I know a little bit about it. Oh, Erica says the cats are licking each other. Oh, wonderful. That's delightful. I love when they do that. Okay, correction. I love when they do that, unless I'm trying to record a video and they're making noises while doing it and then falling off of the old spare computer we have laying around and literally falling off of it trying to lick each other. That's less than cute. I mean, it's still adorable, but it also makes noises, and that means I have problems recording. Yeah, waiting for them to start attacking each other. Yeah, that's always the next step. That's always the next step. WizKid says, specifically the part about implanted memories and how that influences our self-identity and how we act. Another very interesting point. I'm trying to figure out how much I can say about something without spoiling something for D&D about that point. Watch the... Let me just put it this way. There was a great episode of Stargate SG-1 in one of the later seasons about that question, and some other really interesting questions aside. But it was called... I've written down somewhere. Hold on. It was a very good episode. Called Collateral Damage. Really good. Really, 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 really good episode of Stargate SG-1. So, check it out. Erica knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, you do. You sure do. Wizkid says, philosophy stuff is all poetical. I don't necessarily agree with that, but he says, he continues, it has to be. You fundamentally cannot examine that shit empirically. Sure you can. Like, you literally cannot. Yes, you can. Psychological science deals almost exclusively in constructs. That's true. That's very true. Especially, well, I mean, kind of. That's another question in the philosophy of science, where scientific, what is the purpose of a scientific model? Is it to approximate reality, or is it for its own sake, for what we can solve using the model? And I take the prior view very strongly, the former view very, very strongly, that models are there to model reality, and what we're trying to do is find things out about reality. Oh gosh, excuse me. But unfortunately, there is a very strong strain within the philosophy of science, and therefore in the sciences, towards anti-realism, that we can't actually discern real things and true things about the world, even using science, and I hate that. Of course, it's a very predictable consequence of modernism and therefore postmodernism, but I've said this before. The abandonment of Aristotelianism has led to this. Or not Aristotelianism, that's not right. The abandonment of the medieval synthesis. There we go. Biscuit says, honestly, as much as I love psychology, most psychologists need to really ease up on the ideas that they're somehow experts in the real existential questions. Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, it is a science. Yeah, and it's... The other issue, I think, is that psychologists, like a lot of empirical hard sciences, need to get a better feel over what is in their field and what is not. Something that I've noticed, especially in this course, in that neuroscience course, that philosophy of mind course is basically neuroscience, is this distinction that we really ought to make much, much more carefully between in terms of deviancy and in terms of aberration. The difference between mental illness and neurological illness. A neurological disorder is one thing, and that's the kind of thing that can be, and should be treated chemically, without causing nasty repercussions. Whereas a mental illness is something that's wrong with your mind, not your brain. That's what sin is, strictly speaking. But also it goes beyond that. It's vice, broadly speaking. It's issues with how your mind works, not issues with how your neurons fire. Depression, for example, is almost always neurological, but can be psychological. It can be mental. In which case it is, all in your head is a misnomer. It's all in your mind, strictly speaking. It can be in some circumstances, or it can be brought about by mental illness, which can give rise to neurological illness, because they're very closely related, obviously. Anyway. Oh, the cats attacked each other. Oh, good. That's good. I'm glad they're having fun. Wisconsin and scientists have a hard time coming to terms with the more wibbly-wobbly aspects of consciousness. It's not wibbly-wobbly. See, that's the problem, is that psychologists and cognitive scientists think that what philosophers do in the philosophy of mind is all wibbly-wobbly woo. Is that it's imprecise. It's not. It's not at all imprecise. And that's the difference, is that it is all deductive rather than inductive. It's not observational. It is deductive. It's what we can determine from self-reflection, from prior metaphysical principles, and what we can deduce from that. Not from what we can observe about other people's behavior to draw conclusions about their psychology, which is prone to error. And when this is the one contention between these two professors, really, is on the one hand, you have the cognitive science guy, and on the other hand, you have the philosophy of mind woman. The guy says that two things can come into conflict in the philosophy of mind. That is observation of other minds and introspection of one's own. When the two come into conflict, which should we believe? The cognitive science guy says we should believe observation. The philosophy of mind woman, mostly following another philosopher named Jaegwon Kim, who's currently writing and doing a lot of good work on neutral monism, says that we should defer to introspection because we know that with certainty, even if we don't know it with statistical analysis or empirical analysis or anything like that. That's a big difference. It's a huge difference. Because if we come to the conclusion that we can't know something that we know, then you know you've gone somewhere wrong with your empirical analysis. Eric said they basically licked each other more and more and aggressively until they're smacking each other in the face and biting each other to keep the other from moving. It's like, stand still and let me clean your head. Oh my gosh, the cats are so cute. Oh god. Then the one who can't handle it runs off like a loser. 95% of the time it's Turbo. Of course he is. He's a coward. He's afraid of ants. As you will find out in my video. So go watch it. Not right now, after the stream. Or tomorrow, or whatever. Witskid says there's a bit of crossover there, but for the most part, yeah, sometimes all you need is some drugs to get you up and moving. Other times you need to completely restructure your thought process. And behaviors, often that is a very difficult thing to do. Yeah, and again, they can both go wrong, and one can lead to the other. It's not like they're mutually exclusive, but we should disentangle them. That's my point. At least conceptually disentangle them, even if we can't do so practically in all cases.
A dragon attacked your mine. Everyone is dead.
Oof.
Dear Maker.
Our mine.
What of my equipment? Did it seem salvageable?
No. And neither did the workers who died trying to save it.
Oh, my heart. So many years of investment. I am ruined. Ruined. I'm sorry, Champion. I appreciate your help, but I sank all my coin into that rotten mine. I have nothing left to pay you.
Give me the bone pit. Perhaps in a few years I can get it back in order.
What? Ha! Fine. Take it. I wash my hands of this cursed venture.
Investment. Stonks. Anyway, Ellie says, hey, I'm gonna leave early. Oh, okay. Gotta get up early tomorrow for Orlando. Oh yeah, that's right. Love live stream, can't wait for the next one. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Probably Monday, and it'll probably be Greedfall, although I haven't decided for certain yet. Likewise, Eddie, if you have any inputs on the matter, let me know what you think as far as what I should do next. We've got to get home, I think. Not the Blooming Rose. Hawke's house. Yeah, right here. It says, right, they compound one another. Most people with mental illness really don't really understand that, A, that they have one, and B, what it actually means and how you actually fix it. Some things are easier to deal with than others. Yeah, and I mean, some things you can't just medicate. Right? Eddie's voting for LA Noire.
I heard about the business in the squares.
So,
I hope there's no trouble from it. Now that you're the champion of Kirkwall,
I'm probably not going to play New Vegas. I could never get into not Far Cry. I got into Far Cry. I could really never get into any of the Fallout games. Never liked the setting. Didn't love the mechanics. Honestly, I'm probably not going to play New Vegas. Sorry. Maybe someday, but probably not. Honestly, probably not. As far as Bethesda goes, I'm probably more likely to play Skyrim, honestly. Which would be a hell of a thing to go streaming on, but I could. Depends on the mods, you know. I'm tempted by LA Noire. Honestly, what I'm leaning towards is... Ooh, Eric, that's a good idea. Erica says that you can play New Vegas while I talk about it. That's not a bad idea. That might be fun. That might be a lot of fun. I could do that. Yeah, we'll think about that. That might be a good idea. But what I was thinking was, what I'm leaning towards is Greedfall, then maybe LA Noire, and or maybe Kingdom Come Deliverance. And by the time we're done with all three of those, or by the time we're done with Greedfall and then LA Noire, then we will probably be done. Probably sometime while we're playing Kingdom Come, we'll be done with the Dragon Age series. Probably. Although Inquisition's really, really long. Though the encumberment system is awful and I cheat my stats to 10. Fair. I don't blame you for cheating in a Bethesda game. Right, so by that point, we'll probably be done with Inquisition sometime while we're playing Kingdom Come, and that means we can play KOTOR. We can switch to KOTOR on Thursdays. Something like that. That might be good. That's what I'm leaning towards. I would consider LA Noire before Greedfall. Convince me. Eddie, convince me. Fight for your favorite here. I'm open to being convinced. Anyway, he said, right, like depression, a lot of people just need help getting out of it, getting out of bed in the morning, maintaining their focus because they're too busy being starved for serotonin. Yeah, and again, if fixing the neurological issue is enough, if you fix it enough that you can fix the psychological issues mentally by habituation and stuff, then that'll finish correcting the neurological issues, and you can get into a positive feedback loop instead of a negative feedback loop. And from what I understand it, that's kind of what you have to do. Oh, geez. Well, that's not that good of a selling point, Eddie. So he said, he continued, at the same time, though, I get it. You don't strike me as the kind of person who's into the whole retrofuturism thing. That being said, you might actually appreciate the original isometrics. Don't say that. I love The Rocketeer. There's a lot of retrofuturism that I can really get behind. The Rocketeer is fantastic. I like Bioshock. I only played the first game, but I liked it. And a lot of it's the aesthetics. It's very cool. So I don't necessarily dislike retrofuturism. I dislike post-apocalypse. I generally dislike post-apocalyptic settings. That's the thing. That's the thing I more so dislike. Speaking of, oh my god, I finished. I whined about this earlier as well. I finished Far Cry Monday, and I did not like the ending. So if you want to hear me whine about that, feel free to prompt it. But anyway. Yeah, Erica says, LA Noire, I don't see any kind of discussion for. It's just mystery stuff. Meanwhile, Eddie says, first of all, funny as hell accusations and uncanny valley animations. Well, yes, I know that. Again, like I said, but I'm here for philosophy, so I don't know. That may or may not be great. I don't know. And he says, plus it could be fun to delve into why people commit crimes. That's true. That's true. And also logic as well for the investigation stuff. Turning into logic puzzles, that sort of thing. Maybe. I don't know. You're not convincing me quite so well. The only thing going for it is press X to doubt. Jeez. Well, there's the memes. It's a meme-worthy game, like crazy. I know that much. I don't actually know how long it is. That also might help finalize the decision. Yeah, I don't like post-apocalyptic desolation, like Erica says. Yeah, it's true. Which means my novel idea that I have, I can't talk to him about because he doesn't care. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not my thing. Aesthetically, I get it. I understand the appeal of it. I just don't care for it personally, just subjectively in terms of taste. Whiskey says, no, you're right. A lot of therapy is just convincing people they're not horrible people. Can take their lives better, make their lives better through cognitive behavioral modification. Yeah, cognitive behavioral therapy. Yeah, I've thought about Bioshock as well. And yeah, that's kind of... That's the part I liked less about Bioshock, was the post-apocalypse kind of thing. It's not the world. The world doesn't suck. It's just a sunken city.
Guess what?
I think of it more like archaeology.
I'm not waiting around for him to stick a knife in my vitals. We're going to get him before he gets me.
All right, sounds fun. Let's do it.
We're going to surprise Castillon. I love surprises.
Unfortunately, Castillon's holed up somewhere in Kirkwall. I haven't been able to find him. I do know where Velasco is, however. That's his right hand. We just have to make him tell us where Castillon is. Somehow.
Tell you what's a good one that I almost want to stream at some point. Especially for its philosophical stuff. But I don't know how I could. Practically, I'd need a capture card or something, or an emulator, but I mostly need a capture card, would be Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. It's a lot of really interesting philosophical topics on the different planets. What's with Hawke's outfit? Those are his pajamas. Yeah, royal pajamas. Noble pajamas. With the Kirkwall crest, I believe. That's what that is, I think. Right? No, it's modified. It's not Kirkwall. Maybe it's a Mel. Maybe it's his family crest. But yeah, nice. I like it. I like it very much. I love the jammies. Another reason why I prefer male Hawke is because the male jammies don't look ridiculous. Because the female jammies have like a 3-layered, almost like puffy but straight down skirt instead of pants. And I'm just like, what? It's not even like a lengthy robe. It's just like the same top plus skirt. Why? Look it up. Look up female Hawke finery. I think it's called finery. Looks ridiculous. Anyway, I love it. I love this. Love the outfit. It's like one of my favorite outfits in this game. Anyway, Wizkid says cognitive behavioral has the most empirical weight behind it, but psychodynamic and what the hell? But psychodynamic and existentialism, I should know that word, have their place too, especially when you need to work out complicated emotional issues. Don't make me rant about existentialism. They're right about some things and wrong about most things. Dangerously wrong about the things that they're wrong about. Yeah, Girl Hawke's a thing. Not as good a thing. Let me put it this way. The best romance option for female Hawke in Dragon Age 2 is the Josephite marriage to the prince. That's it. It is by the way, to the prince, who is a DLC character who wasn't in the base game. So all the other options are either lesbian whore, or very, very creepy terrorist, or very, very creepy boy band elf. So, no, definitely Josephite marriage to the exiled prince. Anyway, yeah, male Hawke is also just better. I like his voice acting better. It's a very male type of story, masculine type of story. I just like it better. Also, the dynamic with like mommy's boy Hawke is just, I like that. I like that better as well. Anyway, but yeah, I think that cognitive behavioral therapy has also not just the best empirical basis, but the best philosophical basis as well, with how heavily it's based in Stoic thought, which I think has some of the best philosophical psychology you'll find, particularly in the pre-modern world, which has the best philosophical psychology, better than modern and postmodern. I don't know psychodynamic at all, not even familiar with the term, so which is why I had to like zoom my face in. But yeah, I don't actually know what that means. Anyway.
What a plan.
Make fun
Your
of her.
scheming ability puts me to shame.
Well, I haven't worked out all the kinks.
No, you sure haven't.
We go to Velasco. Step 2, something exciting happens. Step
I assume that's why
3,
you're not wearing
problems.
pants.
Well, did you have a better idea?
If we kill him and search his body, we might find something.
Or we could find nothing and get nowhere.
We could hit him till he talks.
You'll just end up killing him.
Listen, I'm a mage, and I really like fire magic. Anyway, WizKid says psychodynamic equals Freud. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I love Maslow and stuff, but sometimes the existentialist can kind of enable narcissism in some patients, and might not convince some people of their own self-worth. Yeah, no. If it's anything like existential psychology or existential philosophy, it has the biggest problems are it's this idea of radical self-creation and the lack of any objective teleology, of any objectivity in terms of what one ought to strive for, broadly speaking. And I find this in a lot of clinical psychology, is that I know that a lot of clinical psychologists I talk with, academically especially, they have this very, very narrow view of disorder, where something is only a disorder if it is causing some manner of trauma and causing some kind of stress. Basically, if it's dysphoric. But if it's not, if it's neutral, or if it is euphoric, right? If it's a neutral or positive emotional cause of emotion, right? Then it's not considered a disorder, even if it's objectively wrong, or objectively mistaken, or objectively nonsensical, or objectively going to cause damage. If it's not causing damage to you and to your psychology, it's not considered a disorder. And this is a way too common of an attitude, and I think it derives mostly from existentialism. Modernism generally, that jettisons teleology, but existentialism especially is very prone to this. Psychodynamics is all about making the unconscious conscious, so Freud, Jung, etc. Okay. Yeah, and I think there's something to that as well. I think there's something to that. The mind is way, way complicated enough that you need that sort of thing.
Couldn't we just ask Velasco where Castillon is? Nicely.
He's not going to reveal anything willingly. I can't risk him getting suspicious and alerting Castillon.
Yeah, WizKid says you need dysfunction and distress for it to be considered disordered, which I don't always agree with. Yeah, I disagree with that entirely. Sometimes things which are perfectly well ordered cause dysfunction and distress because there are problems around you and other problems that you haven't handled. And sometimes, very often, things that are objectively wrong and objectively insane, objectively disordered, let's say, cause no dysfunction or distress, especially depending on the environment. Let's just go with the favorite example of same-sex attraction. Same-sex attraction is not considered by psychologists a disorder because it does not ordinarily, in our social environment, cause dysfunction or distress because our social environment caters to it. So if society can be changed sufficiently to cater to disorders, to objective disorders, they cease to be disorders in the psychological sense. That's insane. That is the way you destroy society. By making all of society disordered instead of correcting for individual disorders. So there you go. WizKid says probably it comes from the idea that as long as everyone feels good, that it must be good for you. But there's certainly limits to that. It's not just limits to that. There's no correlation between feeling good and actual goodness. There's no correlation there at all. Naturally speaking, naturally is a tough call. There's no correlation between feeling good and actual goodness in our fallen state. Let's put it that way. Naturally speaking, if we want to talk about human nature in the abstract, yes, there is a correlation. There's a very strong correlation. There's a perfect one-to-one correlation. However, we are not in that state. We are in a fallen world and we are fallen people. We suck. We sin. We're effed up in the head and in the body. Of course we're going to have problems, and of course sometimes those problems aren't going to manifest as disordered in the psychological sense. Yeah, WizKids, that turns out you can't live a stress-free life. Who knew? Yeah, well, try.
Castillon wants you.
We could fail.
Why not let Velasco bring you to him?
And you follow me? Ooh, that's clever. I was going to suggest challenging Velasco to a riddle game and making Where's Your Boss one of the riddles. This is so much better.
You're not Bilbo Baggins. You're too tall. You're too much of a slut. That wasn't even a good riddle. Anyway, let's do it.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Velasco's been spending his nights at the brothel, enjoying its many splendors. That's where we'll find him.
Hooray. To the Whores. Isabella will be right at home. Anyway, WizKid says, I also disagree with this idea that just because different societies have different ways of dealing with discord, it doesn't make them all equally valid or morally equivalent. Of course it doesn't. That's an explicit logical contradiction. Like, cultural relativism is just as much of a logical contradiction as any other kind of relativism. Don't let anyone tell you differently.
Is this for me?
I mean, otherwise we can't even criticize our own society.
Beautiful.
Anyway.
Do you know what it is?
This is nicer. Look at this. This is nicer.
Well, I thought so, right up until you asked me that.
It's Sylvanwood. Rare as diamonds. You only find it in very old, very wild places. The carvings tell a story of the betrayal. The dread wolf tricking all the gods away from the world.
Before we listen to this story, let me address what WizKid's saying. So, cultural sensitivity is good only when the differences in culture don't result in extremely divergent outcomes. Well, cultural sensitivity I think, can be useful under any circumstance, even if they do lead to wildly divergent outcomes, because it's important to know why we get these divergent outcomes. For the sake of cross-cultural understanding, I think it's absolutely critically important that we take the aliens take the others or the aliens' ideas seriously, and we actually charitably try and interpret them and try and understand what they're saying from their perspective, because there is an objective truth of the matter, and whether we know it or they know it or neither of us know it or some of us or we each have part of it, whatever the case might be, it's important to understand each other in order to actually come to know the truth and to learn from each other. Oh, no, WizKid, his name is not Fenris. That's somebody else. No, Fenris is just our edgy boy. No, the Dreadwolf was oh god, I almost said a terrible spoiler. Oh, that was close. Oh, Fenharel. Fenharel is the Dreadwolf. I don't know if you're aware of the spoiler that I'm referring to from Inquisition, so I'm definitely not going to say it. But you learn more about elven mythology in Inquisition, and there's more to learn about Fenharel and the elven gods, and the other elven gods. But let's see. Let's see what she has to say about this.
Start at the beginning. What happened to the gods?
Long ago, there were two clans of gods. The Creators looked after the people. The Forgotten Ones preyed upon us. And one god who was neither. Fenharel, the Dread Wolf. He was kin to the Creators, and in the old days often helped them in their endless war against the Forgotten Ones.
There has been a lot of speculation about who the Forgotten Ones are because they don't show up in Inquisition. A lot of people have speculated that it's the Tevinter Old Gods, who are the archdemons now. That's, I think, probably the most common speculation, but it could be a lot of other things. It could also be the Titans, who we'll find out more about in Inquisition as well. WizKid says, I just meant that I don't like how some clinical psychologists coddle people of different cultures, even if the way they solve their issues is demonstrably destructive. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, with that, I certainly agree.
I assume he got tired of helping.
That he did. Fenharel was clever. He could walk among both clans of gods without fear, and both believed he was one of them. He went to each side and told them the other had forged a terrible weapon, a blade that would end the war. He told the Creators it was forged in the heavens, and the Forgotten Ones that it was hidden in the abyss. And when the gods went seeking it, he sealed them both in their realms forever. Now he alone is left in the world.
I wonder how true that is. Again, we'll find out about some of that. Not all of it, but some of that. Otherwise, it's a very standard trickster god type of mythology. But there is something more to it that I don't want to say much more about. Because there's more meaning behind this that we'll find out later. So remember this story. It becomes a very, very important story moving forward into Inquisition.
I imagine the Dalish don't depict the doom of their gods just for decoration.
Not exactly, no. This was made for a keeper, you see. Guarding a clan from the Dread Wolf is a keeper's place. It's a very sweet memento, thank you.
So Wizkid says, I'm all for maintaining cultural integrity, don't get me wrong, I just don't think it's okay to use culture as justification for shitty behavior. Agreed, although I'm a little bit less rosy about cultural integrity. I'm more Catholic in not just the religious sense, but in the cultural sense, than that. I think that we can take on some aspects of another culture, the correct aspects, without losing an identity. Or I think that, the perfect example of this is Latin America. Is a phenomenal example of this sort of thing. Where we have these examples of, apparently not. There's a letter here. Where we have these examples, right, of cultures, various Central South American cultures that were contacted by the Latin people, well, Spanish, Portuguese especially, where the culture was not just supplanted or replaced, but it was maintained but grown. But the negative aspects, things like technological stagnation, things like human sacrifice, things like intertribal hostility to a large degree, were supplanted by aspects of the foreign culture, but it still maintained its unique identity, and that's a really cool process that I think we should be more welcoming to. Cultural transformation and subsumation and all that. Yeah. I love some of my favorite. Well, I was about to say some of my favorite festivals this time of year are things around Dia de los Muertos, but I honestly that's not my favorite Latin American Catholic festival. It's kind of Carnival and Mardi Gras, because I think they do the inversion festival so much better than the Europeans. But the macabre, I think the Celts do best, the Irish version, and then what turned into the North American version of Halloween. Pre pagan cultural re-subsumation. Laughing at the macabre. Thinking of Halloween as a comedy festival rather than horror. I like that. I like that aspect far, far better. Anyway. Throughout Hawke, I'm pleased to hear that our business ventures were resolved successfully. I plan to meet other interested parties in Lowtown. It's a dangerous place. I have word that our rivals may also make an appearance. Your support and protection would be appreciated. Sir Merlin Selbrick. Okay, he needs help doing untoward stuff. Sounds like fun. Alright, let's go do that. Why not? Let's take our usual 3. Nope. Nighttime. Let's finish this up. And then we'll go to the Deep Roads. I forget how long that quest takes. I don't think it's too long. Why is there falling ash? God, this city, man. This city's a mess. Uh-oh. Did I just hear Michael trying to invade my office? Yep, he's right there. He's right there. I hear him.
We cannot stand idly by as Meredith oversteps herself at every turn. We shall have a Viscount again, and return sanity to Kirkwall.
This course is foolhardy.
Oh no, Mama caught him. He's sad now.
The Commander will kill us all.
Edgar, you do yourself no credit. My father and my grandfather both died defending Kirkwall from aggressors. Meredith is no different. Hawke, Lady Selbrecht, you have my sword.
I warned you.
What? Hey. Come here. Everybody slow down. Everybody clap. Fireball. This kid says that's my favorite part of Halloween. And Ray Bradbury's The Halloween Tree exemplifies it perfectly. Does it? See, that's one you've mentioned before, but I actually haven't seen. So knowing that, I might need to, I suppose.
I'll deal with this. You're gonna regret this.
I'm almost out of... It's fine. We're good. Oof. I don't like that. Hey.
This attack will cement their conviction. When the time comes, you will have our aid. Take this with our blessings. Everyone, we must go before they send more attackers.
I have to say that the game really pushes you towards siding against the Templars with the mages. But that's okay, because that's the correct decision. So, whatever, it's fine. Alright, let's see. What else we got? Let's go, shall we? Wait, is there a... No. Nah, best way out is the way we came in. I need to find a version of the... it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That I can actually show in class Tuesday. I'll probably honestly just download the thing and then upload it to my course shell. Because otherwise it's a huge pain trying to find somewhere that has it that's playable just from a school computer, you know? Alright, Deep Roads. This kid says you can find the DVD on Amazon, I believe. A neat little latter-day Hanna-Barbera movie. Okay. And one part in particular always gives me goosebumps. You'll probably know it when you see it. I'll see if I can find it. Either put a link to it or even just put the name of it and like a blurb about it somewhere in the Discord, maybe media or something. Oh, hey. Grab that first. Oh, there he is. Hi, Nathaniel Howe. I remember you. shot.
Nathaniel Howe.
You're the Champion of Kirkwall, aren't you? Your handiwork here is much appreciated. How did you...
Delilah.
She figured things out then. Good. I should have spoken to you. The deep roads have proved to be quite dangerous. Your insight could have saved lives.
I gotta ban somebody from the chat. Move. Remove. Report. Okay, so should I report it as unwanted spam or pornography? Because it's both. Yeah, let's go with spam. Bye-bye. Alright, cool. Anyway, that's gone. That's very gone. Anyway, back to it. I don't think I've ever had a spammer in my live chat. I've had spam comments like that, like crazy. Never in my live chat. Anyway. Wizkid says, I'm most distributed. But I'm confused by that. Maybe you'll need to explain what that means. Or if it was a reference to the messages I deleted. Anyway.
I don't remember drawing anyone a map to the Tig. Who told you about it?
An unfortunate dwarf named Bartrand. We weren't sure his information was reliable, but contacting you or Varric was deemed risky.
You trusted my turncoat of a brother, but thought talking to us was risky. That's idiotic.
We feared you might return if you learned of our interest in the Tig.
Interesting. No, probably not. We took everything we could from there, and also had some bad experiences with the place.
It looks like you met heavy resistance.
After the Warden Commander spared the Architect, we thought the ensuing struggle among the Darkspawn might make the deep roads safer.
We spared the Architect.
The Warden's allies assured us these tunnels would still be mostly clear.
Apparently
but
not.
It seems they were wrong.
Who is the Architect?
The Architect was the first of the speaking and thinking Darkspawn. Very dangerous. He spread his gift to other Darkspawn.
Disturbed, that makes sense.
Fortunately, their numbers are few.
Also, one of the Magisters Sidereal. Which we'll, again, find out about in the next DLC, which we might actually do next week. I'm thinking about doing the next DLC next week.
They seem to know a great deal about Darkspawn. Are these allies dwarves?
Probably will, actually.
Not dwarves. It's complicated. Let's just say we live in strange times.
Oh, it's Darkspawn, isn't it? I see.
Delilah says you followed my expedition's route. Why?
You went further into the deep roads than anyone believed possible. The first Warden himself ordered this investigation.
Ooh.
I was offered a generous share of the salvage, plus extra coin up front to discourage any curiosity.
Okay.
We should bring your sister the good news.
I cannot leave now. When we were attacked, I was separated from the rest of my expedition. Some of them may yet live. We must go deeper into the tunnels to rescue them.
Who else could be alive?
Some Wardens survived the initial ambush. I think the dwarf we brought from Vigil's Keep survived.
Ooh.
But who still lives?
Is it the explosion guy? Or is it, what's her name? The rogue. It might be her. I forget. I honestly don't remember much of this quest.
We have survivors to find. Let's go.
Protecting the foolish from themselves.
Yeehaw.
We should move. Stay alert for Darkspawn.
Easy peasy.
Unhealthy.
Maybe our brother. Oh, no. Cousin, actually, but no. Unfortunately, so Dragon Age ran into this problem with the Warden, the main protagonist, Hawke's cousin.
Master How you live.
That because there was no voice actor,
Are there any other survivors?
because it was an unvoiced protagonist,
Well met, our
it
strangers
was
in
the
the
explosion
belly of
guy.
the earth. I hope Sir Fenley won't mind, but I set up the explosives here and there.
Yeah.
Figured I'd blow up as many of the spawn as I could before I embraced the stone.
Well, you're not dead yet, so that's good. Now, unfortunately, like I said, that brother. No, it's not. It's also not Carver. I thought you meant cousin. I thought you meant the Warden from the first game. But anyway, no, it's not Carver. He shows up in the DLC though, so maybe we'll see him next week if we do that. But now in this case, so anyway, I'm on a sidetrack already, so I might as well. The reason that the main character, the player character from Dragon Age Origins, never shows up again is mostly because of the unvoiced protagonist thing. Because there were so many different ways of playing the Grey Warden, or the Hero of Ferelden, it's basically BioWare thought it was essentially just too hard to reconcile how everyone played their player character with them actually showing up. Oh, God. Excuse me. With them actually showing up and doing stuff and having dialogue. So they only show up by reference. Like, people refer to the Warden like How, and a few times in like war table missions in Inquisition, as well as Leliana talks about him a lot. And obviously Morrigan. We'll see her again, don't worry.
What were you doing with these explosives?
We were prepared to do extensive excavations around the tide you found.
A few well-placed booms prove most efficacious at clearing rubble.
Nice. I mean, I love it.
How did you manage to get Qunari explosives?
These aren't Qunari explosives. They're Dwarven made, and don't you forget it.
Temerin's cousin Dworkin made the explosives back in Vigil's Keep.
Nice.
Aye, and that he did. Before the sodding Qunari forced him into hiding.
Of course, lyrium sand instead of just black powder, but I mean, it's more effective. It's just also immediately deadly if you touch it.
Corridors lined with explosives and darkspawn galore? It's not even my birthday.
Temerin, the way behind us is clear. Send word to the Wardens in case we don't make it.
Excuse me? I plan on making it.
I've set explosives all along the tunnels. Blow up as many of the sodding spawn as you can. Luck to you both.
Okay, let's do it. Doody-doodly-doo. How do I blow it up? Do I just light it on fire? Can I just do that? Oh, come on, really? We're gonna do that? That's what we're gonna do? That's what we're gonna do. Why can't I blow him up? I really wanted to set off that explosive. Can I do it with a fireball? Can I go down? There we go. Ooh, hey, someone here. Who is this? Oh, it is Carver. I didn't realize. I guess you can. You do meet Carver. Nice. I didn't realize that because he's usually not. Most of my playthroughs, he hasn't been a warden. He was. I usually made him a Templar, as I didn't like him. But, wow, that's cool. I didn't realize that he was going to hang out here. I mean, it makes sense.
Carver,
hey!
What are you doing here? Just like
Oh,
always,
thanks.
no cause is too small for you to stick your nose in. I have this under control.
You know each other.
He is my brother.
It's been years, Carver. We can't be civil.
I almost died in your shadow. I don't appreciate you showing up to take my thunder.
If my shadow made it down here, you brought it.
That's fair. Uh-oh. Grey Warden sense.
We don't have time for this. The Darkspawn approach.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Who else would it be? You're right. You're completely right. You did call it, because you're smarter than me when it comes to plot points. I rely far too much on actually trying to remember the game and failing to actually remember the game. Because honestly, of the three, I've played Inquisition the most. I think I've played through Inquisition 3 times? Maybe even 4? Whereas I've only played through Origins twice. Once with you guys. And one other time all the way through on my own. Actually, wait. No, I did two other times. So now I've done Origin 3 times. But this I've only ever played twice. And I will also say never as a female Hawke, either. I've only ever played male Hawke. But Inquisition's the one I've played the most, and it's the one I remember probably the best. Though, not necessarily, because there are also a lot of decisions to be made in the game. What's this do? Oh, that does explosives. Let's do that. I missed. Well, crap. Oh, God, sorry, Carver. He's fine. He'll be fine. Don't worry, he'll be fine.
You do get results. For the first time since I've been down here, I don't sense a single Darkspawn.
Nice.
We've won. The route to the surface should be safe now. Because of you, I will see my sister and nephew again.
Aww.
Please, take this with my blessing.
Nice.
I apologize I couldn't answer all your questions. You may have them yet in the fullness of time.
Stay safe, Nathaniel.
You as well.
Nice. All right. So, there's that. Ooh. I don't need that at all. It's nice, though. Ward wall. Someone level up from that. I'm actually going to see if that's better for Aveline or Mage's front. Whoa! That's crazy good armor. And, what's it called? Oh, that even looks cool. Yeah, we're going to go with that for now. We'll probably eventually get Mage's Friend. We'll eventually switch to that, but for now, let's stick there. No, that's it. We're good. Anything up here? While we're around. While we're down here. Don't want to miss out on anything. And we still got like 20 minutes. Sweet. Enough time for probably the rest of the side quests we still have to finish. And we might actually do one of the real quests. Who knows? We shall see. Orver's Prize. It's probably just... Oh, it's an actual item? Wow. I don't actually need that, but okay. Needs rescuing. What quest is that again? We can turn in the herbalist's tasks. Let's do that. That's something we can do.
I didn't expect you to stick around for this mess, Meryl. This has nothing to do with your elves.
I love Hawke. I wouldn't go anywhere.
But it's not your fight.
I love Hawke.
You said that.
I say it a lot. It makes things clearer. Takes away doubt when everything's crazy and people are dying.
I understand.
Oh, good. Someone should.
Oh, jeez. That's cute. That is adorable.
Welcome back, my friend. My store has never been better stocked, thanks to you. Although I have nothing else to ask you to find, you're quite welcome to bring back any rare specimens you may come across.
Well, I did.
I'd be more than happy to craft something just for you. It's the least I can do for the Champion of Kirkwall.
Yee.
I took this fire gland from a high dragon just outside the city.
You killed a high dragon? Incredible.
Yeah, we
Let me see
did.
the fire gland.
Didn't give me much
It was
choice.
either her life or mine. I chose mine.
And that I am glad to hear. This fire gland is a remarkable specimen. Wait here. I know exactly what I can craft from this. This turned out beautifully. Something worthy of our champion. I hope you can put it to good use.
Oh yeah, WizKid, you remember how I was doing those horrible Akamatai memes? Mostly to you. And then I don't know if you noticed that I made one for Kevin. So yeah, go ahead and take a look at that if you didn't see it. It's under his profile picture on Facebook. It's horrible. It's just terrible. It's very, very bad. It's very bad. Anyway, go take a look. It will cause physical pain to your soul. But don't worry, it'll cause the good kind of physical pain. Anyway, ooh.
So good to see you, champion.
Yeah, you do. You really do need it. It will hurt you. It will hurt you. Yeah, there we go. No, let's not do the main story quest just yet. We need to check on Anders, check on Aveline, and let's do this. Let's do the thing with, well, actually, no, let's go to Aveline first, that way we can switch characters, because we need to switch out, we need to switch to Isabella for her side quest. Erg. Viscount's Keep. Yeah. So yeah, go have a look at that. Go have a look at that absolute nightmare fuel. I made it, and as soon as I made it, I could not stop laughing. It was ridiculous. It was very good. Okay, Wizkid says it's beautiful. I'm glad you like it. You know what? For something like this, let's also switch to Fenris. I haven't actually brought Fenris to anything in a long, long time. Okay. That's an active mode. That'll work. There and there. And whirlwind is nice. Alright, sweet.
So you
Let's
freed
see
a
Aveline.
group of slaves.
Would-be slaves.
slaves. They weren't slaves yet.
Still, you did the right thing. Many would turn a blind eye.
Don't read too much into it, all right? It just seemed a good idea at the time.
Yeah, no, Fenris is just pure edge.
Hello again.
All edge, no point. He is a pizza cutter of a character. But yes, so WizKid says that's how he looks when he's talking now. Chef, it's perfect. Chef's kiss. It's awful, and I hate it. But I'm so glad that I made it. It's also absolutely hilarious. It is so ridiculous. It actually turned out remarkably well as far as animation goes. Isn't that incredible? By the way, the script that I use to make that happen, to actually do that, is something that works entirely in browser. I don't have to download or install anything on my computer. It is a relatively short, simple Python script that I can even figure out how to use. I've never done programming in my life other than like Quick Basic. Quick Basic. That was it. That was the most sophisticated programming I've ever done, and that was in middle school. No, it wasn't. Hell no. I think that was in elementary school. That was the last programming I've actually done. Oh, aside from managing my MySpace page in high school, but whatever. But no, even I can figure out how to do the damn thing, and it is very straightforward. That a computer program that I can run in my browser and animate a photo like that. That is amazing. Isn't technology incredible?
Guardsman, duties for the week will be
Lowtown canvas. 5 on, 3 off.
City perimeter by 2s. Clear by 2nd watch.
Training recruits full metal by week's end.
Anything else, Captain?
No. Thank you.
Way better than your anime boy one. Yeah. Yeah. Beards throw it off, I tell you. Really throws it off.
Donicus. A good man. I'm sorry, was there something you wanted?
Your men could give the Templars a run for their sovereigns.
They've had to. As long as there's no Viscount, the Order thinks they can bark at any man in uniform. I won't have it. The people of Kirkwall need to see themselves in their guard. Lose that connection, we're just targets.
Kirkwall seems to have rallied around you.
I try to keep order, and people appreciate that. Everything else is going insane.
Yeah.
A few complaints here and there, but for the most part, I think everyone's just glad the guard has been stable for a few years.
Yeah, WizKid says apparently you can use code to transpose schedules straight from a spreadsheet into a calendar. Yeah. That you've been able to do for a long time. I don't know how, but I know it's doable. That's been kind of standard for a while. Yeah, technology, like computing technology, is insane. Like, even like, machine learning. Although, to be fair, machine learning is also why I'm banned from Facebook, as I talked about at the beginning of the stream. So maybe not great.
You never said how your 3 weeks in Orlais went.
You're right. I didn't.
Hey-o.
Shivery.
Just checking in. Need anything?
Yes, there's something. Come back soon. I'll get into it then.
That's sketchy.
I'll see you later.
Of course, Hawke.
Come back soon? Like what? Like...
Nothing going on, Hawke. You'd be the first to know if there was.
Would I really? I mean, okay, I guess. No, man, that was sketchy. That was real sketchy. Alright, let's see. Where am I supposed to go? No, what quest is it? No rest for the wicked. Not premium content. That's side. Oh no. Yeah, no rest for the wicked. Blooming Rose. Got it. Yeah, it's in Hightown at night. Speaking of calendars, I've greatly enjoyed using that fantasy calendar maker. for the one that I've keep linking to the to our D&D group for a D&D calendar, keeping things straight there. I think that's pretty cool. Works pretty well, even for like keeping track of holidays and stuff, especially.
It doesn't really look anything like a...
Oh man, I wanted to hear Meryl being all naive about whorehouses. Anyway.
I was thinking of changing my hairstyle. That's brilliant.
It says they cannot understand context, therefore they don't get humor.
His room over there.
Yeah, obviously.
Are you ready?
Yes, I think so. Now, this needs to be convincing. And you'll need to get creative. Call me names, even hit me.
Oh, I can't wait.
Stick with it, no matter what I do. Velasco's a clever son of a bitch. If you waver, he'll notice.
It says you're lucky. Also, Aveline, you're lucky Isabella wasn't here for that. She was. She just made the joke.
I'm worried about you. You're enjoying this a little too much.
I am, aren't I? Whatever you do, just make sure he takes me to Castillon. I'll leave a trail for you to follow. Let's go.
I'll wait outside the room. Good luck.
Good idea.
Paid more than anyone else in the rows. Even Quintus. How'd you do it?
Dwarves are irresistible, right?
What? Get back here, you...
Skittish bitch. I hope you have a good reason for interrupting my private time.
I have a present for Castillon.
Present for... what?
You should see the look on your face.
This wasn't the plan. We were going to kill him.
Yay, I get to punch her. Eric, are you watching? Erica, you better be watching. I'm about to punch your least favorite person in most games.
Remember that time you ran off with the Tome of Koslan? This is like that. Only funnier.
You backstabbing little shit. You'd better start sleeping with one eye open.
Wait, didn't get to punch her? Damn it.
Castillon will be pleased. He's been looking for Isabella for some time. A token of our appreciation. It's more than she is worth.
They just dragged Isabella out of here. We should follow.
Let's grab Varric real quick. Let's get out of here. Pardon me, thoughts? Yeah, Fenris is just standing there. Of course he is. That's what he does. He looks surly.
Looks like the trail Isabella left.
Yep, there we go. Sparkles. She left glitter. Very convenient. Thank you, Isabella, for leaving all the glitter. Though where you were carrying it, I don't need to know. It does seem like her to have glitter stored away somewhere. That's her kind of thing. She seems like that type.
The trail leads to Lowtown.
Okay, then. Lowtown it is. I mean, I know it's probably not supposed to actually be glitter, but let's be realistic. It would be glitter. It would definitely be glitter that she just leaves around as a trail. It would definitely be. She's that kind of person. Fortunately. I mean, didn't we all know this kind of person in maybe in high school?
Isabella's leading me to the docks.
I haven't actually been to the docks in a while. Not since, you know, that... Oh! Hello. Hello. Fireball. What in the heck? Okay, wallop. Forgot he's not as much of a tank as Aveline. Way more damage though. Jesus.
Kirkwall nights aren't safe. Always some group of thugs around. Someone will usually pay for their removal, though.
Seems like they're paying for their own removal this time. Oh, I should probably, you know, equip him with some things. Like, oh, never mind. Nothing. Nothing. Alright, never mind then. Guess not. We're going this way. By the look of things. By the look of the glitter. There we go.
These warehouses are occasionally used to store things.
No. No way. Alright. Oh, Varric, you think you can handle that? Master chest, huh? Yeah! Nice. Nothing I need, but... Oh, a Qunari sword. Actually, that is something I need. That's for a quest. Okay, then. I gotta head back this way. Overshot it. There's no more glitter. Aha! Here's where the glitter ends. I'm sorry, I just can't stop making fun of Isabella. Let's wait until I can call Sable back.
Someone's left a surprise here for us.
Really? Okay, that's good. Electricity again. Spirit damage, not great. Nah. Okay. We need fire damage. Fire damage is where it's at, man. Especially given that I have abilities that make very good use of fire damage on Hawke. Okay, here we go.
Why don't we work something out? If you're good, I'll tell Castillon to go easy on you.
Contrary to popular belief, I do have standards.
You're going to do whatever I want. I own you.
She has her weapons and everything, in a situation like this. Something tells me he's not a very
about
serious person.
You! I knew the bitch was up to something. Kill them!
You're not a very serious person, are you? You let her keep all of her weapons and everything. What is... This does not seem intelligent. He's not a smart fella. Ow!
Remind me never to get on our bad side.
Was it right?
Seems to be unhealthy.
Yeah, that's it. Let's wait a moment because, well, Varric, you want to disarm some of these traps? Like that one?
We're good to go.
Not anymore. No, doesn't look like it. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. Ambrosia. Anything else in here? Nah. Oh yeah. Never mind. There we go. Alright.
See his pie.
WizKid likes Isabella, but making fun of her is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind her as much. She's irritating at times, but she's also, I think, generally well written, and there is actually a lot of depth there. Below the surface.
Anything interesting happening around town?
Yes? We rescued Isabella. She is rescued.
I think I need a bath. Do you think I need a bath?
Probably, but should we just leave? Are we done? Did we kill Castillon and his friends? We're good, right? I really hope I didn't goof this quest or glitch it. Especially because it's midnight.
Anything interesting happening around town?
Yes and no. Well... Interesting. Well... It seems I may have goofed this quest. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? It's midnight. So we're gonna call it here. Often, what will happen with a quest like this, if it's bugged, is that saving, exiting, and reloading will fix it. If it does, cool. We'll find out next week. If not, we might be backtracking a little bit. But that's okay. It'll probably just be backtracking until since we got in here. So we just have to do the fight again, and then we'll pick it up there. Anyway, that is all the time we've got for tonight. So, thank you all for joining me. Thank you so much. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, definitely watch my newest video on solutions on solving the problem of evil. As I said, it features both of my cats and a lot of jokes about them and such, and it should be a pretty good one. I'm actually back in the chair over there, lecturing for the first time, sitting in that chair in like a year. I haven't used it. I've been here most of the time. But anyway, it was, I think, a pretty good video. It does a good job explaining a very minute, precise little topic. Damn it, that bot is back. I'm gonna kill that stupid thing. Remove. Yeah, come on. Remove. Report. I'm gonna report it for pornography this time. Alright, that's it. There we go. Go away forever. We're gone. It's gone. We're good. Anyway. WizKid says, it's back. Ew. I agree completely. Anyway, thank you all for joining me so much. And I will, next week, I'm honestly still leaning towards Greedfall, and then we might get to L.A. Noire. We'll see. I'll think about it. So it's probably going to be Greedfall on Monday, which I do look forward to. It should be a really fun game. It's a cool RPG with a lot of really interesting religious, theological, philosophical, and political themes that are all definitely going to be worth talking about. And it is relatively short and fairly linear, so it should be relatively simple and straightforward to get through. Anyway, so thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you on hopefully Monday for our new adventure in a new game, in a new land, and all of that fun stuff with new things to talk about. And then otherwise, I'll see you back right here next Thursday. Thank you again. Everyone have a good night. Bye.